20 families displaced after fire at Joe Slovo Park, and a Russian businessman tops ranking of the wealthiest people in Britain and Ireland. Good morning, I'm Karabo Munyuki with the news at 9 on SAFM. At least 20 families have been left homeless after a fire destroyed more than 20 shacks at an informal settlement at Joe Slovo Park in Coronationville, west of Johannesburg. Emergency services says the cause of the fire is still unknown, but it's suspected that a brazier could have caused the blaze. EMA spokesperson Robert Malaudzi says no serious injuries were reported.
There were about 4 people who were treated for burns and smoke inhalation. And then after the treatment, they were later transported to hospital for further medical treatment.
Disaster management in the OR Tambo District Municipality in the Eastern Cape is on high alert as adverse weather conditions have set in at Port St. John's and Lusigisigi. Spokesperson Vusim Gobozi says at least 70 people have been evacuated from low-lying areas and are being moved to the town hall at Port St. John's. He says rockfalls and landslides are making roads in the area very dangerous and has also called on motorists to drive with extreme caution. Education Minister Bladen Nzimande has warned against excluding young men without skills and training programs targeted at young women. Nzimande was speaking during the launch of a 10 million rand skills development project to empower women at Bredasdorp in honor of Anine Boyson. Boyson was brutally murdered in this area in February. Nzimande called for a balance in the selection for the training of about 700 young people in various skills such as plumbing, construction and health and safety.
This project is being started with the following in mind: that it must empower women of the area, but also young men. We must affirm women, but we must be careful that we don't affirm women at the expense of paying attention to our young boys. Because if we neglect our young boys, many of them will be turned into monsters who will do the kinds of things that was done to Anine Boyson. This you must see as part of the campaign against violence against women and children.
Shifting focus to news abroad, Chinese officials say nearly 11,500 people were injured in yesterday's powerful earthquake that shook Sichuan province, 960 of whom are seriously hurt. The Ministry of Civil Affairs reports that at least 200 people are known to be dead or missing. And finally, Russian businessman Alisher Umarsov has topped the Sunday Times ranking of the wealthiest people in Britain and Ireland with a fortune of £13.3 billion. The Surrey-based tycoon, who has a 30% stake in the Arsenal Football Club, owns iron ore producer Metallo Invest. Warner Music's Len Blatnovic comes next in the 25th annual list with £11 billion, but steel magnate Lakshmi Mittal's £10 billion sees him drop from the first to fourth. The 1,000th richest people in Britain and Ireland share a wealth of more than £450 billion. And taking a look at the top story, at least 20 families have been left homeless after a fire destroyed more than 20 shacks at an informal settlement at Joe Slovo Park in Coronationville, west of Johannesburg. Your next news update is at 10 o'clock. For SAFM News, I'm Karabo Munyuki.
Media.